Hello, this is DC Hammer, and this is the DC Hammer Show. Starting off with Pamela Geller's Geller Report. In Netherlands, eyewitnesses have said that there were 4 men that carried out the Utrecht Jihad massacre yesterday, screaming Allah Akbar in multiple attacks. It was reported the other day that there was a single gunman that caused the deaths of 3 people, attacked a tram in that city, in the downtown square. But now it turns out, according to witnesses on the scene, there were actually 4 terrorists. 2 of them were armed. They had swept through that area, shooting people. 3 dead is bad enough, 1 dead is enough. But apparently, these are all members of an Islamic State terrorist group. They had already been arrested for having links to the Islamic State and fought in Chechnya. So these guys go way back. These guys aren't new to the terrorism routine. And so they opened fire yesterday morning, killed 3, injured 9, but it appears that those initial reports that it was a single gunman and they apprehended him is incorrect. There were 4 jihadis involved, 2 of them were armed. And in addition to that, they have a suspicious package that they are exploring. They're sending their explosive experts to review it. It appears that it may have some kind of explosive device within it, and they've been evacuating buildings and doing sweeps just to make sure that there's no other threats to the civilians. And although 3 were killed and the estimate of number injured has been reduced from 9 to 5, this is one of those fluctuating stories. One of the witnesses, for some reason, felt that they were focusing, the jihadis, on trying to kill one particular person, and that name has not been identified. Don't know if it was one of the 3 that was killed, or they were trying to get to that person and just left their carnage in the wake on their way to try to find him or her. And while we're on the topic of Islamic extremism around the globe, and I know that last Friday there was an attack in New Zealand, and the mosque was attacked. There were 49 people that died. But you compare that to what's going on around the globe, and it's not insignificant. Any loss of life is significant, but let's try to put it in perspective based on what's happening elsewhere. According to Breitbart, Islamists have been burning houses and murdering Christians in Nigeria. And you would say, okay, I have not heard about this in the Marxist screaming media. Probably isn't anything too dramatic. Well, how about the Muslims in Nigeria, the Fulani? They have now surpassed the Boko Haram as the Islamic killing machine in that area. They have killed at least 120 Christians in central Nigeria in the last month, including children. So they've destroyed 143 homes. They've killed 52 people in just one area, wounding dozens more. And this is just one village area within Nigeria. And between June of 2015 and June of 2018, a 3-year period, they have killed 8,800 Christians and other non-Muslims. They have torched at least 1,000 churches. Again, where's the outcry from CNN? Where is MSNBC? These are humans that are being slaughtered around the globe by Islamic militants. These are Islamic terrorists, but they go unreported in the international media because they don't want to hear, it does not fit their narrative. If it's somebody attacking a mosque, it's going to be front page news. If it's Islamic jihadists burning down entire villages and slaughtering 3-4 times the number that you hear in the mosque attack, then there isn't a peep in the news. So the local bishop in the area said that they want to strike Christians, and the government has been doing nothing to stop them because President Buhari is also a member of the Fulani ethnic group. So the leader of Nigeria belongs to the same, if you want to call it a tribe, an ethnic group, as the people perpetrating the crimes. So there's very little that's being done in order to protect the Christians as the Islamic extremists are running through the countryside, murdering thousands of Christians and other people that are non-believers. And in the 2018 report of the Independent United States Commission for International Religious Freedom, it's determined that Nigeria should be designated as a country of particular concern. Do you think? And as we know, the wall is being built and has been being built since President Trump took over, contrary to wacky nut jobs that may on occasion opine differently. It is being built. It's going to be finished. And so the Pentagon has found $12.8 billion that can be used, pulled from other programs, in order to fund the rest of the building of that wall and finish it up. It's coming from a variety of sources. There's different states where this money is sitting there that were in defense budgets that haven't been spent, and they appear that they're going to pool their funds together until they get to the point where the entire wall, what's left of it, needs to be completed. They have more than enough to finish the job. And coming to us from the Epoch Times, the Trump fever has gone worldwide, and we've been reporting on that for the last several months about since the election of President Trump. Passionate patriots, nationalists around the world have become emboldened, knowing that there is a possibility that even if they are in states that are currently socialist or have been socialist for many years, and the public had been leaning in that direction, they've realized that there truly is hope. There's rays of sunshine to push back communism, Marxism, socialism. And Eduardo Bolsonaro in Brazil is another one of those rays of light. Eduardo is the son of now Brazil's president, Jair Bolsonaro. He talked at length with the Epoch Times about how the flames of freedom are burning bright on that continent in South America, and other leaders that are cut out of the same cloth as President Trump are taking over as presidents. This has happened in Chile, Colombia, Paraguay, Argentina. And so you've got this movement towards freedom that's caught fire, and it's interesting how Eduardo explains that this is not a movement towards the right. It is a movement away from socialism. These are all countries that have dabbled in socialism to one degree or another. They have realized, while it was still possible to pull out of their nosedive into the ground, that this is the exact wrong way to go, and so they have all reversed course and have saved their countries. Unfortunately, it was too late for Venezuela to be saved from the plunge from prosperity into despair by moving away from a capitalist society into socialism. But I guess that's an example for some of these other countries. And as they continue to realize that it's better to work on a imperfect capitalist system and tweak it into a better running machine than it is to burn it down because it has a few flaws and replace it with socialism, Marxism, communism, the system that is absolutely destined to destroy the country, create wealth for a few of the elites, leave everyone else in despair, and drive the entire country into poverty, exactly what has happened in Venezuela. So unfortunately, those who don't learn from the past are to repeat it. But in this case, we have several countries in South America, being led right now by Brazil, that have realized that it's never too late to reverse the course, and they have done so in just enough time to save themselves from the catastrophe that is socialism. And although you may have heard the news that it appears that Attorney General William Barr has reached some kind of an understanding with Rosie Rod Rosenstein to keep Rosenstein in the DOJ for a while longer, and some of the reporting indicates that it may be in order for Rosenstein to go through all of the nefarious activities he's been involved in since he's been with the DOJ, and especially in the last 2 years, and reveal all of this wrongdoing to AG Barr. Because you've got to think now, as soon as Rosenstein leaves the Department of Justice, as he was supposed to do by now this month, Attorney General Barr loses primary supervisory control over Rosenstein. If Rosenstein stays there in a controlled capacity, in a way that enables William Barr to ask Rosenstein pointed questions, It enables then AG Barr to shine light on the darkness that's been going on for the last 2 years. And it may be that Rosenstein at this point in time is, quote unquote, my words, a hostage more than anything else, a hostage to the truth and the light, being forced to reveal what has been going on for these last 2 years. And I would believe after this extension of his continuation at the DOJ, Rod Rosenstein will still have to face to justice for the things that he had done before he was reined in by the new Attorney General. So I say that with a preface to the point that this is a Washington Examiner article. End in sight, high-level prosecutor leaves Mueller investigation. So we heard the other day that the pit bull is back in his kennel. Andrew Weissman is no longer part of the Mueller team. And now another top prosecutor is also stepping down, as it appears that that Russian inquiry is winding down. Now, again, there are some alternative opinions about when the Robert Mueller investigation may end, but who knows what he's working on right now. It could be that the Russia piece, and especially the Trump-Russia piece, which is dead and buried, is over and behind us. But it could be that whatever this activity is that Mueller team is still working on, it may be related to some other matters, and who knows? Wouldn't it be wonderful if it actually is involved with bringing the true criminals, Hillary Clinton and her bunch, her gang, up to Obama, to justice for what they did? We don't know. So Zainab Ahmed, former U.S. Attorney of the Eastern District of New York, is now out from the Mueller team. And I believe that this is another key departure that indicates that as the gang of 12 has now dwindled down to single digits as far as the number of people on Mueller's team, it's a good sign that the truth is being gathered into bunches. I believe a report is going to come out soon. And when it comes out, I believe there will be nothing to point towards President Trump for any illicit behavior on his part. And who knows if that will actually enable the White Hats to start the exploration of the true crimes that have been happening for decades in D.C. So once again, thank you and God bless. And now the DC Hammer Show is available as an audio podcast. Just go to Podcast Garden or iTunes and search for DC Hammer or News Narrative Analysis Associates, NNAA.